Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Acupuncture is My Life. Now, in today's episode, interesting topic of discussion last night with Jenna from Sweden. Now, she had tapped in via the Acupuncture is My Life app to discuss signs that she may have a sleep disorder. Now, it was a pretty interesting topic because although she's located in Sweden, I know here in the New York City clinic of Acupuncture is My Life, we see tons of patients that after intake were unaware that they actually were experiencing a sleep disorder of some sort. And the interesting part is that I would bring up 3 signs that they may be experiencing at night or during the day, and a lot would agree with me. And these signs were: 1, daytime drowsiness. Okay, if you're experiencing daytime drowsiness, that's a sign that you're struggling to basically keep your eyes open, and that's not normal. That isn't normal at all. And I've had patients that would say to me, well, Dr. Lott, I would just get bored. I'm bored in these meetings, or, just sitting at my desk or what have you. And when you're bored, you would more or less begin to daydream, or your mind would wander into a different thought pattern. It's not normal for you to want to fall asleep. And this was the main topic of discussion with Jenna from Sweden. And she was unaware of that. She just tied it to boredom. And we went over the hours of sleep in which she'd get per night. And she wanted to know if acupuncture can treat that. And yes. And it's definitely a good reason, if you're experiencing daytime drowsiness, to look to sit with your acupuncturist, if possible. Now, another sign to look out for is falling asleep while driving. Now, that is serious. It's a huge red flag that you're experiencing some sort of sleep disorder that must be addressed immediately. I mean, fatal accidents is nothing to play with. I mean, you don't want to put something like that off. If you find yourself nodding behind the steering wheel, and not just sit with an acupuncturist, but you can sit with your doctor as well. And if you can't find a local acupuncturist, contact Acupuncture is My Life. Again, we're easy to contact. And so many people reach out to us from different continents and express that, they don't have a local acupuncturist near them. And depending on what country you're located in, we point them in the direction of some of our affiliates as well. Or engage in telehealth sessions to discuss acupressure points that they can use before bedtime, and potentially certain herbal formulas that they can benefit from. I mean, there's so much to your avail just by simply contacting Acupuncture is My Life or following us on every social media platform under Acupuncture is My Life, with the exception of Twitter, which we're under Acu_is My Life. But falling asleep while driving is extremely, extremely dangerous. Please, the first time you realize that you've done that, contact your local acupuncturist or Acupuncture is My Life right away. Because this is a problem. This is a disorder, whereas the sooner you address it, the better. Not just, for your overall health and safety. And a third sign is snoring. It's sort of seen as a form of trouble breathing. You may not realize that you have this sleep disorder, but your partner more than likely does. And it's something whereas if you're not suffering from one of these three signs, but you see that your partner is, again, you as well. Contact Acupuncture is My Life or contact a local acupuncturist. These are problems that need to be addressed right away. And in the interim, there's a few techniques that you can also attempt for better sleep. And when you engage in a telehealth session with Acupuncture is My Life, we go over tons of techniques that can fit your schedule, your liking, you're doing, whereas success rate is high. You want to start out, let's say, by getting some exercise and sunlight in the morning. Take a short nap in the middle of the day. And then when you sleep in the evening, try and be sure that your room is as dark as possible. It's cool and it's quiet. Now, some have asked me, well, why does the room have to be cool or cold? We tend to sleep better in a cool environment, snuggled under a blanket. Now, the overnight hours, night hours, are dedicated to your yin organs, which cold is aligned with yin. And that's when your organs are recharging and generating the energy, the chi required for your yang organs to function during the day. Because day is yang in the world of acupuncture, and night is yin. And when your yin organs are being recharged to give off the energy needed for your yang organs, that's usually why you feel revived and energetic during the day. So it's best to be in a cool room where, some love sleeping in a cool room with no blanket. I mean, it's your choice. But more times than not, it's best for the room to be cool and dark and quiet. It's extremely important. And every acupuncturist will tell you that. You see, many people have a tendency to put off sleep problems. And that is a problem in and of itself. Because it can just be that one time. Let's say even falling asleep at work can cost you your job. Falling asleep behind the wheel of a car can cost someone their life. Snoring at night as a result of having trouble breathing? How can that affect your partner? How much of a disservice could you potentially be serving upon them and affecting their sleep pattern? This is why I say over and over, it's best to be as proactive as possible with regard to your health, because you're bringing about future problems, or potentially to yourself as well as your partner. And these are things that we have to or need to think about. Because if we love our partner, it's about being considerate. See your acupuncturist. We're here for you. Contact Acupuncture's My Life. Go to acupuncturesmylife.com. Subscribe to our newsletter so you can learn so much about how you can benefit from acupuncture. Because sleep disorders affect 1 in 3 people at some point in their life. And as an acupuncturist, I can say acupuncturists deal with a lot of sleep conditions such as sleep apnea and insomnia. So if you're struggling to get quality sleep, see an acupuncturist. See an acupuncturist. Because a lot of us are also unaware of how our work schedule is taking over our lives. And we're not having an adequate amount of downtime to enjoy life, as well as set aside enough time to get sleep, proper rest. I mean, this all plays a part in how long you live as well. If you can, let's say if you get your standard 1 hour lunch break or whatever, see if you can set aside no more than 30 minutes for a quick nap. Whether it's just simply putting your head down on your desk in your office, or if you're working remote, just take 15 to 30 minutes, set it aside to get a quick nap. There are 4 reasons why a person should attempt to get a 15 to 30 minute nap per day, especially on a work week. For one, it recharges the batteries in your brain, if you want to look at it that way. I mean, it helps a lot, because usually after we get that quick midday nap, more times than not, unless we're sick, we feel recharged and ready to go. Another reason to get a quick nap during the day is that it lowers your risk for heart problems. Just taking a nap once, maybe even twice a week, has been proven to lower the risk of heart attacks or strokes. And that's just taking a nap once or twice a week. Another is it can even help you get into shape. Because studies have shown that sleep-deprived women alone were more likely to consume fatty foods, caffeine, added sugars, and that's not good. You don't need those unwanted calories. You don't need the unwanted pounds. And here at the Acupuncture's My Life clinic in New York City, when we bring that and have brought that to several women's attention, and they'd stop and they'd take that nap and saw the difference in their weight, and had come back in follow-up sessions some months later and said, wow, it's a good thing we took your advice. It helps keep the added pounds off. Another reason to catch a quick nap at least once or twice a week is it boosts creativity. So when you're feeling like, blah, I'm exhausted, I'm fatigued, you're easily overwhelmed, and your sense of creativity hits the floor. Because it's been proven that the right side of our brain experiences a mental spark during nap time. And, the right side of our brain, that hemisphere is associated with creative tasks like thinking and visualization, whereas the left side of our brain tends to be more analytic. So you see, taking a quick nap is great for us, but not everyone can get a nap, and I understand that. I understand that. So a good night's sleep means even more. And I was asked in this conversation with the young lady from Sweden is, what are some of the ways in which acupuncture can view sleep disorders, such as, let's say, insomnia and so forth? Now, when it comes to acupuncture, among the basic patterns, can it be as a result of an excess pattern such as liver qi stagnation turning into fire? Now, that type of pattern, you'd exemplify symptoms of, let's say, difficulty falling asleep, unpleasant dreams or nightmares, agitation, and short temper. And there will be thirst with a bitter taste in your mouth, red eyes, constipation, dark yellow urine. So as acupuncturists, we look to soothe the liver, drain the liver fire, and calm the spirit. Another excess pattern, it can be phlegm heat disturbance, where you have difficulty falling asleep, or there's restless sleep with irritability, chest stuffiness, and heaviness of the head. There would be an aversion to food, nausea, bitter taste in the mouth with dizziness. An acupuncturist would do a tongue and pulse diagnosis and can find, and nothing's absolute here, just throwing examples out there, can find that they have to resolve phlegm, clear heat, harmonize the middle jiao, as well as calm the spirit. Another excess pattern could be disharmony of stomach qi that can cause restless sleep, distension in the abdomen. You also have deficient patterns. This is all diagnosed by an acupuncturist, and I know it sounds a little different from allopathic medicine. But a deficient pattern can be lack of communication between the heart and kidneys, where there will be signs of insomnia, irritability, palpitations, anxiety, dizziness, tinnitus, and forgetfulness. As an acupuncturist, we would nourish yin, nourish the heart, and calm the spirit. There's many patterns out there that can serve as a cause of your sleep disorders, such as heart and spleen deficiency or heart and gallbladder qi deficiency. This is why you have to sit with an acupuncturist and talk to them. And they'll explain to you what this all means, what it's all about. You know, and there are those that become intrigued after us here at Acupuncture is My Life, we sit down with our patients and, you know, briefly educate them as to which meridian is obstructed or facing some type of disharmony, and how we intend to resolve that issue. And sometimes we do recommend herbs. And because we have a YouTube channel under Acupuncture is My Life, you know, many go to the channel to just get a basic understanding as to what acupuncture is all about, and the functions, the basic functions of the yin and yang organs. You know, some are even seeing it on TikTok. I mean, there's so much free information to your avail. You know, but if you're experiencing these 3 signs, it's a very high likelihood that you're suffering from a sleep disorder, and you have to see an acupuncturist, because things can get worse in many, many, many ways, and you don't want that to happen. You really don't. You want to address the problem as soon as possible. Download the Acupuncture is My Life app. Contact us to talk about whatever disorder you or a loved one may have, and how acupuncture can be of benefit to you. And until next time, Acupuncture is My Life. What's yours?